Hi, Mark. Thanks for taking the time for us to quickly have an interview with regards to this fabulous sourcing opportunity that we can offer our members. I'm going to ask you to quickly just do an introduction of yourself. Who are you? Where you're coming from? And then we can take some more information about the deal.
Great stuff. Thanks, Nico. Thanks for the opportunity. So my name is Mark Barrington. I've been in property now since 2006, so that'll be 14 years. I operate under the Mark Buys Houses.co.za kind of banner, and I source deals that way, some for myself, and if they don't necessarily kind of fit my profile, or if there isn't an opportunity for me at that moment, then I'm very happy to source those deals onwards where it makes sense. I'm predominantly based in the Johannesburg area. I have specific focus in the kind of south and southwest of Joburg, where we found this lovely deal in Ormonde.
Very interesting, yeah. So just give us a bit of detail about the deal. How did you come across it? What is the seller situation?
Sure. So yeah, I mean, this one came through on my website. It's a lady who uses this property as an investment property. So it's not a primary residence. And unfortunately has come across some difficult financial times, and has found that her primary residence, where she's actually staying at the moment, is in need of some liquidity. So she's wanting to sell her investment property, and obviously then needs to do it fairly quickly given the pressure that she's got on that side. What that means is that this property is set up already as an investment property. It already has tenants in and the like. So it's not like we need to necessarily wait for somebody to move out of their primary residence.
Yeah, so the interesting thing about it's already ticking two boxes, right? So there is motivation to sell. And on top of that, there's also equity in the deal. So tell us a little bit about the market value and the equity.
Fantastic. Yes. So 100%. I mean, so in looking through the market value, doing all of the due diligences and checks on that side, there are quite a few similar properties that have sold in the area in the last couple of months. Calculation works out at a market value of about 678,000 Rand. I've negotiated this deal at a selling price of 420,000 Rand. So that means 38% below market, which is quite a significant equity component that's in here. Naturally, the fact that the seller is motivated has helped that negotiation quite a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
Give us some information about the property, maintenance to be done, and what has been done on the property. What is the situation of the property?
Sure. So it's a sectional title unit. It's a self-standing simplex. So it's not an apartment. 2-bed, 1 bathroom. It's a 53 square meter property. Because it's already tenanted at the moment, we've checked it. There's not necessarily a need to do much refurb and the likes, but current rental is 6,500 Rand, so 6,500 Rand. That compares quite nicely to where the market value is in Ormonde. For those that don't know Ormonde is the area in which Gold Reef City is at. So that gives you a basic kind of pin on your Google Maps. And at a 6,500 Rand rent, there's a number of options that are in play here. The one is that we can sell this strategy as a buy to let, and the other one is if you're not looking necessarily for that, there is a flipping opportunity here because of the 38% market under market value. So if you were to do a buy to let, assuming a couple of natural kind of transfer costs and the likes, that equates to a 19% yield, and on a 30% loan, 8% interest rate, that equates to a 17% ROI, which is quite significant.
Okay, and then the cash flow for that calculation would work out too?
So cash flow on that is 1,343 Rand a month.
Okay. 100%. So that seems very healthy. It seems like there is some maneuverability for an investor to look at different options in this deal. So,
that's right.
So yeah, I think then it's very important if people are interested in this opportunity that they make contact with us at Bruno Samao Property. So they can just send us the email at info@brunosamaoproperty.co.za. And then I'm sure you are open to assist with anything relating to sourcing this deal, doing some due diligence, understanding how you got to your figures.
100%. Nico, you know, I think kind of the one thing that I quite hold close to myself is being there to offer solutions and to help the seller themselves. So the seller finds himself in a difficult position. So to try and allow them to get things moving quite quickly, I'm very happy to help any investor looking to take on the opportunity to do exactly what you said, help with due diligences or check whatever it is, share photos, whatever is required.
So just a quick discussion, maybe before we end off the interview, is what would be the investor funding required on this opportunity? So if an investor wants to come in, what would be the value? If they have the affordability in the bank, what is the value that is required to make this deal happen quickly?
Sure. So on the option that we chatted about now, which was the 17% ROI, assuming bond costs, transfer costs, sourcing fees and the like, that's a 93,000 Rand capital investment upfront, which isn't significant compared to the potential that comes across on the deal.
100%. So just a quick one, within that value, there's also a fee that you said it was actually included to make sure that we can make, that the seller requires, that will be paid out of that value to make sure that we just buy the time to secure the deal and get it over through with financing. Is that correct?
That's correct. So part of the negotiations with the seller is an amount of 23,000 Rand. They are looking to kind of release that equity a little bit sooner so that they can settle some figures that they need to be settled in order to make the transaction happen. So that's not necessarily a kind of just an expense cost, but that is obviously a cost towards the purchase price, but is required as capital, yes.
Fantastic. I mean, that's a great deal. I mean, 93,000 Rand covering your transfers, it covers your bond costs, it covers making sure that the seller is happy, the brokerage is happy, the sourcing agent is happy. I mean, then if you break it down like that, that's a fantastic deal. Then obviously, if you decide to do this as a flip, then that's a different calculation to run. There's a little bit more money required, but then there's also a refinance option at the end, I suppose, which will make life easier. But that all depends on the investor that is interested in this deal.
Correct. Yeah, so everybody wins in this case. Yeah.
100%, that's a good deal in my pocket, so I do agree with that. Thank you so much for your time, Mark. Yeah, and then we'll send through this to all the investors, and let's hope we get to hear from you guys soon.
Great stuff, Nico, and let me know if there's anything more that I can help with for you or the investor.
Thank you so much, Mark.
Happy to chat.
Bye-bye.